Imagine waking up tomorrow with a completely new way of seeing yourself and your life. What would that story be? Most of us don't realize it, but we're constantly telling ourselves a story about who we are, what we can do, and what life is like. And the thing is, that story isn't set in stone. So right now I'm in Lisbon in Portugal. You might notice the different background to my normal videos when I'm at home. So I decided to take a trip, not just to work, but also to explore, to create a new experience for myself. This isn't something I do often, but I realized I could tell myself a different story. One where I let work and adventure come together, kind of blend together. And that is exactly what this video is all about. The stories that we tell ourselves and how they shape our reality. In my last couple of videos, we explored how much of life is shaped by what we focus our energy on, the story we focus our energy on, and also the stories that we hold on to. Today, I want to take this further and show you something that can be truly freeing. You don't have to keep telling yourself the same story. You can tell yourself a new one. And when you do, things change in your world. Now, let's take a step back for a second. If life is a story that you tell yourself, then this brings to mind some key points. Firstly, your past story doesn't have to define you. Secondly, you can let go of the current story you've been telling yourself, especially if it no longer serves you. And thirdly, and most importantly, you are not the story at all. You're something much deeper, much more expansive than any single narrative. Once you start to see this clearly, something powerful can happen. You realize that you are free to choose a new story at any time. So, how do you tell yourself a new story? Well, think about it right now. As you're watching this, you're telling yourself a story about me, about this video, about yourself in relation to the video and what you're hearing. Also, a story about what you're going to do after this, maybe. We are constantly narrating our lives in our minds. The thoughts we have about what we're doing, what's coming next, how things are unfolding. These are all part of an ongoing story. So, what would happen if you consciously change the narrative? We have this opportunity every moment, but very few of us actually take this opportunity. So, imagine you're walking into a room full of people. If your usual internal dialogue is something like, I hope I don't seem awkward, or I never know what to say, then you're actually reinforcing a story of discomfort and unease. But you can do something different. Instead, with just a little effort of the will, you can shift the narrative in real time. You can say something different to yourself. You could say, I'm a naturally confident, engaging person. People enjoy talking to me. I bring ease and warmth into every place that I go. You might also say, I wonder what interesting conversation might come up. So, this isn't just about positive thinking. You could consider it to be a form of creative storytelling. Think of yourself as the main character. Your day is the unfolding plot, and every moment is a scene in that story. And guess what? You get to frame it as you choose. So consider this: a simple walk to a shop isn't just a walk. It can be a scene in the story of someone stepping in to a new level of confidence, into peace, or a new adventure. Even mundane situations can be infused with new meaning. Instead of, oh no, it's another boring work meeting, you can try something else instead. You could say to yourself, this is the scene in my story today where I bring a fresh idea to the table and it's received really, really well. Or what about this? Instead of, I have so much to do today, I don't know how I'm going to get it done, you could shift it to the following: this is the part of my story where I move powerfully through my challenges. So you can start to see this as a powerful shift that rewires your mind as you go about your day. There's no special techniques required, just a willingness to choose a new narrative in your story. However, if you do want to go that bit deeper, there are some techniques that can support you. If you want your subconscious mind to really start reinforcing the new story, there's a way that you can do that. So, one of the most effective ways to anchor a new story deep into your subconscious is a technique taught by Neville Goddard. He called it thinking from the end, or at times he referred to it as living in the state of the wish fulfilled. Feel free to look them up. But here's how it works simply in 3 steps. Step 1: you imagine the climax of your new story. So just picture yourself having already arrived at the realization or transformation that you desire. What does that moment feel like? The second step: so now that you've got it in your mind, create a simple scene that captures it. If your new story is about being socially confident, imagine a brief but vivid moment, maybe standing in a conversation, smiling, fully engaged. If it's about success, picture shaking hands with someone congratulating you for having achieved what you wanted to achieve. And now that you've got that scene, the third step is the following: you infuse it with emotion. Like, really step into the scene, hear the sounds, feel the emotions, sense the environment. When your subconscious experiences something as real, it begins rearranging reality to reflect it. So this is more than just daydreaming. It's a way of aligning your mind with a new possibility so that life begins to shape itself around this new possibility. So try it out. So as we close, here's the paradox. While we are free to tell ourselves new stories, we are also beyond them. The stories we tell are just tools, ways to navigate life, ways to express ourselves and create meaning. But at the core, we are something much deeper than our story. So let's use stories playfully, consciously, and with freedom, rather than letting them limit us. So, what's one scene that represents your new story? Imagine it, feel it, and if you'd like, please share it in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're rewriting your story. Just take that moment now to bring to mind your new story. And if all of this resonates with you in some way, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video, where we'll continue exploring how to live freely and fully. Catch you next time.